for 3 months, for an extra 3 months, for no fucking reason. They lied to my mother, all because the people there seen the Dr. Phil show and knew that I had some steam when I was, I had some steam on the internet, so they wanted me to stay there for an extra 3 months just to fuck with me. They lied to my mother. Now you can't talk to your parents on the phone, right? You only get to see your parents. They get to come to Utah and see you for 3 days on your 50-day mark. Then they get to see you when they come pick you up for graduation. I was sending my mom letters telling her how they weren't feeding us. They were feeding us food. Like, they would try to feed me peanut butter. I don't fucking eat peanut butter. And I made that clear multiple times. Even when it was time to eat food there, I made it clear multiple times, like, oh, I don't really like peanut butter. I don't really like peanut butter. And even on the days when I wasn't in trouble, when I was just, like, living my life there, whatever's on the menu, you have to take a certain amount of each. And if you don't eat everything that's on your plate, they literally, they force you to eat it. Or you could go sit in a desk and face the wall and be fed fucking cornflakes and fucking peanut butter sandwiches and cold ramen. They literally make the ramen 30 minutes before it's time to serve dinner and then give it to you when it's cold. They'll purposely put it in the fridge. Like, these people are fucking evil. When I tell you, I can't even explain how. I get it, like, taking the privileges away and stuff, but to a certain degree. You don't have to fucking not let kids eat. And I understand, like, oh, if you do something wrong, you gotta walk a couple laps or something. But taking kids food is not a privilege. Like, your parents are fucking spending $100,000 to send you to this place, and you're not even feeding them? But anyways, so after that whole 2 weeks of all that, like I said, not being able to shower, not being able to write my mom letters. By the way, my mom didn't receive any of those letters that I sent her about them not feeding me, how I had a UTI, how they wouldn't let me change my clothes, how I don't even know how the UTI went away. This bitch would not give me fucking medication. She would not. She refused. She swore I was lying, up and down. When I never had I think I had one sick day there when my throat was sore. That's it. And I did have a sore throat from being out in the cold. And this was within that 2 weeks, and I told them, and they wouldn't even give me cough syrup, nothing. I was coughing. I was all that shit. I had a little bit of a fever. They still made me sit outside in the cold. You know when you have, like, that head cold and, like, your throat is sore and you just feel like, ugh. That's that feeling I had. And I had it for about 4 or 5 days. And this bitch wouldn't give me nothing for it. Not even a fucking cup of tea. So anyways, so 2 weeks. So after that whole 2.5 weeks of all that. Hold on, wait, let me get some water. So after that whole 2 weeks of that, right? Hold on. After that whole 2 weeks of that, me and one of the girls that were there, one of the girls, she was very attention-seeking. Me and her were cool, but she was very attention-seeking. And she tried to tell me, like, just for attention, like, you know, wanted to feel special. She told me that one of the male staff there was, like, saying how he loved to spend time with her. And she thinks she's really pretty and all that. I don't believe a word she said, right? I know she was just making this up for me to think she was cool or whatever. But anyways, so I told one of the staff, because now my ass had just been in trouble for fucking 2.5 weeks. I wanted to be able to eat. I wanted to be able to shower. I wanted to be able to take care of myself. I didn't want to fucking do all that extra shit. So I told the staff, I was like, look, blah, 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 said this, that, and the third to me. Like, I don't know how y'all want to take care of that, but just know all I did was hear it. I got in trouble. I didn't even say anything back to her, nothing. All I did was go instantly report it to staff. And I got in trouble for talking bad about a staff member. Same thing. For another week, my ass was out there in the cold. No shower, no food, none of that. Bro, these people make you fucking sleep on a hardwood plank with no pillow in a sleeping bag. Like, these people are so fucking evil. Now, meanwhile, when I was there, a murder happened. This kid who supposedly drank bleach, I don't believe he drank bleach. I just believe he was like, y'all not doing this to me. Fuck no. And he hit one of the staff members over the head with a crowbar and killed him. And there was kids so there's 2 facilities. The first facility where you go to is Roundy. You're there for about 2 weeks for your level 1 and where you start your level 2. And then you go to the barn. And so the Roundy one, it's literally like a log cabin. There's no beds, none of that. It's just these little insert things that are wood, and you sleep in a sleeping bag. You don't get no pillow, none of that. Your food, you can't have any condiments. All you drink is water and fucking powdered milk.
She says the same exact thing you just said about punishment.
Yeah, I know. So I just told y'all that, right? Now let me read you what the girl said.
In retaliation.
In what appeared to me being punished for reporting my abuse, I was required to spend extra time picking up horse manure, walking in circles around a horse corral, which is the arena, sitting in a desk facing a wall for hours, and forced to labor outside in below freezing temperatures and sleep on a wooden plank with no pillow. Am I fucking lying? These people are just so, my hatred is, like, reading this made my fucking blood boil because I can only imagine how many students this happened to.
How much nightmares from campfire?
What?
When you smell fire?
Oh, for the Roundy thing, you were forced to sit in this little teepee thing for 3 days when you first got there, and the smell of fire, because they make you light your own fire and stuff to keep warm. You're out there from 6 a.m. to fucking 8 at night, all night, no matter if it's hot, cold, whatever it is, you're out there. You can't lay down, you can't none of that. You have to literally sit up and just look. It's literally the most, it just irks me so bad. But anyways, the smell of fire now, like if I smell like burning wood, it literally makes me like I get uncomfortable. The shit that they do to these kids, really what it is it's just these old people who live in this small this small little town that get to fuck with kids. They're old as fuck, they're ignorant as fuck, they're racist as fuck, they're disrespectful as fuck, they don't give a fuck about them, they don't give a fuck about nobody but themselves and their own kids. Like, it's just like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just fucking evil. And the fact that kids go here that were sexually abused, that were traumatized as children, that their parents are divorced and they have a hard time with it, like just stuff like that. And then they send them here for people to take their privileges away. Like, it's just, I'm talking about basic fucking privileges. It's not just, oh, I'm mad I got my phone taken away, I'm mad I got my TV taken. No, you're taking away food, you're taking away pillows, you're taking away fucking beds. You're taking away shoes. They take your fucking shoes. Like, you're not allowed to shave. None of that. They don't care about basic fucking hygiene here at all. It's really sad, and I think more kids need to speak out about this because the way, even not only me, I wasn't,
That's what Paracelsus is doing.
I don't think it was just me, because it wasn't. I watched the girl that I told you that was there that made up that thing about that staff member. She didn't eat peas, and they forced her to eat her own throw up because she was eating the peas, and she was like, I really don't like peas, like please don't make me eat this. They're like, you have to eat everything on her plate. She was eating them, and she was literally throwing them up, and they were like, well, you have to finish them off the plate. Eating your own vomit. That's supposed to help kids get over trauma. Explain it. How does that help you get through trauma? How does eating your own throw up help you get through trauma? And now these fucking therapists don't give a fuck. Like I said, they're old. All they do is say, okay, well, what's going on? And then they tell you a couple things that you should do to help yourself, but they don't really talk to you. It's literally doing the bare minimum. If the state says you need to give them 2 pebbles, they're gonna find the smallest fucking pebbles to give you until you deal with it. And the fact that parents pay $100,000 fucking dollars, a whole fucking $1 million house payment a whole fucking $1 million fucking down payment on a house, to send your fucking kids to a place for them to get even more traumatized. No, I said people are spending $100,000, which is a payment of a whole 20% down payment on $1 million house. You could be buying a fucking another property, but instead you're choosing to help your child, which there's no problem with that. But you're spending all this money for your child to be malnourished, sleep on the floor. They don't know it. It's sad. The parents don't fucking know it. It's very fucking sad.